All right, it's snowing. Right behind me is the Bible Museum in Washington, D.C. So it's hard to witness in the snow, but that never really stops me. So how about we do an educational moment and let's go through this museum and let's see if we can find some pretty cool, awesome things, right? Here we go. So I find this part to be interesting. You have all these Bibles from however long, however old they are, but this part is so cool because it actually shows how the Bible came to America and the diversity of it. And I think that's just so important to history because people often have that question, where did it come from? Did it come from man or did it come from God? And this is the journey of biblical literacy coming across the land. So right behind me, apparently they're gonna start to talk about the first Great Awakening and how the birth of that really launched off and kind of mobilized things, how the Holy Spirit works through people. And I just believe that God knew what he was doing in using average people with a heart to serve him, to mobilize his word. And so let's take a look at this.
1700s, many felt spirituality in America was declining. For some, church was a routine obligation. But the traveling preachers of the First Great Awakening challenged that routine. They believed their duty was to share the Bible's message of conversion and salvation, but not in churches. These preachers wanted to get out of doors. George Whitefield was a fiery, influential New Light revival preacher. He broke away from the traditions of Old Light church ministers.
So I think this part of the museum is so important because how did the Bible get to America? And how did all this literature of just basic, the fundamental rights of people, where did those principles come from? And it seemed like our founders who wrote in 1776 the laws of nature and of nature's God did not want to keep God out of the equation. And so you could see how these great minds thought about God and how their penmanship and their rhetoric really had just really framed things out for the better of humanity by principles of the Bible, by belief, by faith, how faith wasn't absent. And I think that part is just so important. And so let's continue this journey on the mobilization of the mobilizing power of God working through people and launching out through across the states. And back of me, you see a lot of wars happening around the Bible and history. And I want to clarify, is like, did those wars come from man and a bad translation of the redemption power of God and his sovereignty? And so oftentimes we say, oh, the Bible's caused war. I don't think the Bible's caused war. The Bible causes war against sin. I think men cause war because of their inadequacy to Okay, So this part of the journey is pretty cool because people ask the question, how does God preserve His Word? Well, He uses people like you and I. And you can see God is practical in some ways in using people because this is how He mobilizes, like through people in our engineering. And He just allows His Word to just get across the world through simple methods like this. And this is one simple answer for you. And so right here is the printing press. One way that God preserves His Word. And look at that. How cool. Old replica here modeling the demonstration of the simple, practical way. And so that is awesome. They are actually going to print me a page. And so how cool is that? Wow. That is beautiful. So, man, that's it. Practical, simple, and yeah, awesome.
When you're faithful to God, He's faithful to you. It's like every day is
Hey, cool. I'm with Savannah. She's here with a group, some friends, our family. Is that right?
Family.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, cool. So you've been through the Bible Museum. I just want to pick your brain a little bit. Tell me a little bit of your experience with the Bible Museum.
It was amazing. The first time I came was with my dad, and now I'm bringing my sister-in-laws and my husband. So
Wow.
It was a good experience. I think it's good for all ages that I really like. Now there's a 3-year-old with us, so I
Okay.
think it's perfect for her to be able to see and experience that, as well as my dad. So much knowledge and things that we're able to learn together. So loved it.
Why would you think this knowledge is so important to American history? Like, tell me some feedback on that.
Because it's a part of, one of the sections is that I really do enjoy is why the Bible is built into American history, like the foundation, and that's what our values are based off of.
Yeah.
Personally, my morals and values, and experiencing that with my family is really great.
Yeah, that is so cool. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys should come check it out. Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
Savannah. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Yep. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm at the Bible Museum, and I'm doing some real quick interviews. And I just want to hear you guys. What are your thoughts about what you guys just experienced?
It definitely, people always say have a childlike faith, and it definitely brings that out, especially watching the videos. And I mean, it's really something to see.
What about you?
The third floor with all the tours on it is something you really need to come see. It's really hands-on with you. You get to walk through a whole tour of the Bible there, and it's pretty neat. So.
What are your thoughts about it being important to American history, or just in history in general? Did you guys find that part to be real important?
I found it to be really important, but I mean, like the scenes and everything. I mean, when I say it's something you need to see in person, it is truly something you need to see in person.
That's pretty much my thoughts on it too. Yes.
I saw this part where some people, like when you first walk in, you have the colonies and how the Bible mobilized, and just a lot of violence, and people shy away from Christianity because they think it's caused a lot of wars. But I think people cause wars, and I don't think that was God's intention. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think the exact same thing. I mean, it truly. I mean, the videos really showed, what it was like, and I mean, it's something to say. I don't even know how to explain it.
It's a very hard thing to explain, but yeah, I think that's so cool. I thank you guys for your time. Wow, guys, that was such a great experience, the Bible Museum, and just knowing about the history and just how God works is just a great experience.